Hey, everybody, welcome one and all, shower door professionals. We are here with another Wednesday evening live stream. I'm glad you could join us. We're here every week to discuss shower door business, education, safety, design, everything else as it pertains to the shower door segment of the glass industry. Hey, take a minute to like, subscribe, share, do whatever those young people are doing out there. And tell all your friends. You know somebody who's in the shower door business. They're not here. We should be seeing them here. Have them come show up and join the fun. Um, I am going to go ahead and call on Shannon to give a little report. Christina's not here tonight. She's got a big thing that she's doing, but Shannon agreed to step in and be our voice of the board. What's going on, Shannon?
Mhm. I was getting ready to step in and I was going to say, wow, I have some big shoes to fill, but I don't want it to sound like Christina has big feet or
That's
anything. So
true. That's true.
I'll just say it's an awesome responsibility. Um, First off, newest member to the co-op is Mike Merlina with Image Glassworks. So welcome, Mike. Nice to have you with us. Um, our website has changed over to a consumer focus. There's still member information on there, so be sure and go there if you want to find out more about becoming a member, showerdoorprofessionals.com. But we're starting to beef up what we've got there for the members. So getting some blogs on there and kind of making it easy for them to get around and especially find all of us members. So the member page has all of the current members listed. And as we were going through it, it's like, well, how do we list the members? What we decided on was the first people to join the co-op, gets at the top of the list and then it goes down. We were like, do we go alphabetical? But then it's like, well, Wise Glass wouldn't like that. And what are we, the phone book? AAA Glass gets the top billing. No, so we did it that way. As we get more people, more members, then we'll have a search by state. And then as we get even more, we'll have a search by zip code. So that's how that member referral is going to work. Check it out when you get the chance, showerdoorprofessionals.com, and see how it's listed. Got the backlink to your website. It lists out if you have a showroom or not. You get a plug there if you're a member of NGA, things like that. So little things to kind of tell people about. The other thing that we're working on next is a member forum. So that's going to be a spot where all members will be able to log in and check out information back there. It might be a link to these calls, make it easier, or not the link to these calls afterwards. To watch the video afterwards. We'll put information on there. We have the ability to put up like some videos or put our logos up there so that you can grab them, add them to your website. Quick shout out to Freedom Glass. Yay, has those logos on their website. Wonderful. So we'll put information in there and it's kind of like if you imagine some of the things that are on the shower Facebook group being on there, but they will be so much easier to find. You know how you see like that cool post, but then you can't find it ever again. Facebook like hides it from you so that you'll look at 500 other things and never find it. So this will be an easier way for us to share that kind of information. And then we have the retreat still in the works. So don't forget that. We're looking at April still. The speaker is set up, the sponsors are set up. There's an agenda for the event. It's going to be multi-day event. It's going to be really cool. The final little piece just to get tied down is the venue. But until that venue is tied down, we don't want to give any dates or anything. So still have that in the works. Um, Now, I do want to mention that as we're getting more and more things going, we could use some more help. So any members or anyone planning to become a member. We are looking for a sponsor committee chair. So on February 5th is going to be a Facebook call. This call is going to include True Light Glass. And so they're going to, I'm not sure what style they're going to take. Some people will do like, hey, let's find out more about you and tell you more about me. Others, they may have like something that they want to promote. So whatever vendors choose to use for that call time, we're going to do one vendor, one sponsor a month for a little while. If it gets to maybe two a month, Chris can talk more about. We don't want it overrun with that type of a
Right.
call, but it is definitely the type of thing we want to keep that connection with vendors strong.
Yeah.
So I think that was it. The last little thing to just kind of everybody to keep your minds on and your hearts on is Adrian's dad. I heard that there's some recovery there, which is great. And then Christina's dad, Brad, I see him on the call here. But I guess he won't see us. Anyway, some little health issues people are struggling with. So keep those guys in mind.
Yeah. Thanks.
Back to you, Chris.
Really appreciate that. Thanks for doing that. That's awesome.
I'm okay. I'm here. Okay.
Yeah, Brad's okay. He
Oh,
had a gardening incident, I
thank you.
think, and
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah.
close call. So just want you to
Yeah.
know that we're thinking about you, man.
Well, thank you.
And if
Appreciate
there's
it.
anybody in the group, who does, need, some prayers or whatever, man, feel free to let us know because we want to make sure people know to be thinking about people who are, having a tough time or whatever. We care about each other. We're kind of a family. Anyway, so that's really cool. Yeah, great stuff's happening with the co-op. And there are suppliers who are just kind of lining up, wanting to get on and get some of your attention and tell you more about what they do. And those things are fun because we get a chance to ask questions that we have. Maybe grill them a little bit. So whatever. That's pretty cool. In a nice way. But yeah. And if you're a founding member, you get put at the top of the list. So that's just the way it's going to be. It's like the earliest members, the early adopters are going to be at the top of the list. And so that's some incentive to get in early because you're going to get put on in the order that you join the co-op. I think that's a great way to do it.
I have a question about the retreat.
Yeah.
Is that going to be for the Shower Door Professionals members only kind of thing, or is it going to be for this group? What's the deal with that?
Great question. So it's going to be primarily for the co-op, first of all, because there's going to be limited seating, right? So co-op members are going to get the first, chomp at the apple or whatever, and then whatever remaining spots are left are going to be open to whoever's in the group. Does that sound like a good way to present that, Shannon?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to have, lots of people included, and there's 13 members so far, so we want this retreat to include more than 13 people.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a discounted price for members to attend. So a lot of the event is going to be covered by sponsors. Brandon is working on that, Brandon Nicastro, and he's had several sponsors say that they step up and say that they want to be a part of that. And so we're looking for sponsors to include, helping to pay for the venue and all of those things. And then also to cover like lunch and maybe a happy hour, things like that. So we're hoping to keep the cost down as much as possible by having those sponsors involved. But yeah, we want to try and include everyone who wants to come. A little bit of a benefit. Of course, you got to have some sort of benefit to being a member, but we hope that everyone can come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any inclination on the cost of it? $1,000,
Not,
$10,000, $20,000.
not quite yet.
I think it'll be under $1,000.
Yeah. Once the venue is a big piece of that. So nailing down the contract is really important first.
Yeah.
Is there a location?
What does he say? Colorado?
No, Utah. We're looking at Utah.
Looking at Utah.
Yeah, we're looking at Utah for a location. So just just kind of finalizing the location.
Yeah, it gives me an idea.
We want to have, so every year we're very focused on the glass build. And so every year we'll have an event at glass build, but then we're looking to do stuff in between too, so that it's not just, a year apart. And so this could be the first of many, and then they could go all around the country so that it's not, always one part of the country or another.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So you got to look up plane tickets to Utah in April.
Right. Exactly.
That's a starting point.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, we'll let you know more about it. And like Rob posted in the chat, there will be updates on the website. So that's another good reason to go check out the website, showerdoorprofessionals.com. You can see what's going on. And like Shannon was talking about, if you're a member, we're building a forum for members only, so you can get in there and get information, talk, ask questions, get on a committee, so you can get involved in helping plan these events and stuff like that. So good stuff. Well, tonight's topic is marketing and advertising. So I was thinking we could talk a little bit about strategies for promoting your products, your services. What about social media marketing? What about content marketing and branding? So let's talk about that. Guys, got any questions or any personal experiences that you just want to bring up around this to get started?
Getting started and just doing something. That is the first step.
Yeah, how about that guerrilla marketing?
Just do something.
Yeah, do something, right? Even if it's
take a picture and put it out somewhere.
Yeah. There's this old glazer from when I was like a kid. He was a friend of my dad's, actually, Jack Brown, and he would say, "Yeah, do something, even if it's wrong." Another saying he had that was pretty good was like, "Help your partner, even if you don't like him." Good stuff. Yeah, I remember, getting started and like not having any money at all for marketing, and just thinking, okay, what can I do? Just print up some flyers and put them up on telephone poles, or get those little magnetic things that you put on your business card. Get some cheap business cards made, put little magnetic things on them, and just like stick them places, or a gas station next to the pump where people are standing there with nothing to do and see your little sticker there, your phone number. Those things, I've gotten a few calls from things like that.
About 3
years. My first experience was just simply putting signs by the road, and it was generic. It was black and white, and it just said frameless shower doors with a phone number. I don't do it anymore, but it was pretty effective, and it was kind of my start. I don't like doing it because you can get fined if you put it in the wrong spot, or, I did have I think it was a permit department or somebody gave me a call and said, "You better get rid of the one on such and such, or we're going to be finding you." But it did work, and that's kind of guerrilla marketing, if you will.
It is.
I did Craigslist at the very beginning because it was free, and I actually did pretty well with that. It probably doesn't draw the clientele I would want anymore. now that we're established. So I do some publications. That's kind of a break even, but it's been part of our branding. Um, so, sometimes people say, they think that we're a franchise or something. They've seen us in multiple places. So that kind of solidifies our brand. Um, but I like the publications now. At first, it took a while to get response. It was almost like throwing money away. I think it's more or less a break even at this point.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and you guys have a name that's like pretty cool. So it almost makes you sound like a franchise.
yeah,
So I'm sure that's got some positive draw to it
yeah. I mean,
also.
we're going to go ahead and do a home show coming up, and those are kind of effective. I think it's a long-term strategy. So, we're very focused on shower doors. Obviously, we don't do the whole kit and caboodle, or closets and locks and all that. So, um,
Right.
Are you
I'm
going to
not
be at the
sure.
home show, Brad? You going to be at the home show this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not real proud. We're doing it kind of last minute, and I've been out of pocket a little bit because I hurt my eye, and my guy, everyone's taken over. It's a small booth. It's not the best location, so I'm not real. I mean, I think it'll still be fine. I mean, it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm doing it.
One of our little things I thought would be fun for the guys to do, and then a little marketing splash would be the home shows on Friday. Like it's all weekend, but from 10 to 12, we were going to get the trucks loaded and then have all the guys with their shirts and stuff on. Just the whole company go roll down there and walk in with just everybody wearing their blue shirts and make a little splash walking in there. And just go look around, and I'll use it as networking, and then hopefully they'll see us
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and we'll go see Brad and say hey and just kind of make a little splash, and then they'll disperse and go do a couple installs, and then we'll go measure and do our normal thing. But
Oh,
that's
you're
what
talking
we're
during the
gonna
day,
do.
Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I think from 10 to 12, we're gonna go. Just kind of see what they got. I want to go to see
Sure.
what people are doing as far as the booths and setups and stuff like that, so I can learn what people are doing on that aspect of marketing.
Hmm.
Um, so because that'll be the first one I've been to. So we're gonna do that, and then you send in 12 people with blue shirts on. Somebody's gonna look at you.
Right.
So,
Get some attention.
So,
yeah.
yep. Yep. And
At that, sorry, at
yeah,
that
go
trade
ahead.
show, Daniel, we used to call it reverse trade show when we went. So we'd go like the most boring time for all of the vendors, and we'd go chat with the contractors that had booths there, and
Yeah.
just chat them up and hey, how you doing? And they're bored to death on some of those days
Yeah.
anyway. So
That's what I
reverse trade
figured on
show,
on
do
a
a little
Friday they
sell.
should be bored. They
Yeah.
should be bored on a Friday. People will be working. So
Yeah.
have you ever done one of the shows, Shannon? Like actually been in them and stuff like that, and you know, kind of just
No.
go and let them do their thing, and you just kind of go wander around, network
Yeah.
there.
I don't know. I've thought about it here and there, but
Yeah.
eh. I don't know. When I think about, some of the displays that have like the biggest splash have like, full size displays and all of this stuff, and you're hauling it all in. And I don't want to sound like a whiner, but I know I am. Because a friend of mine does countertops, and she would haul in an entire slab of marble and like have it as the backdrop, and had the wow
Mhm.
factor. Everyone had to touch it and feel it. So every time I would whine about, oh, I don't want to go, I'd have to drag out my displays, she'd like, just no, stop it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out how Brad did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's just showing up, and just being, just to keep showing up, and then them seeing you, and making them remember who you are, your name, your logo.
That's right. They can't buy from you if they don't know who the hell you are.
Exactly.
And that's my philosophy right now. Like just because we've been around in the same spot for 20 years right now, there's still so many people that don't know us. It's hilarious, you know. So right now, my main focus is just pushing the name. So just trying to run the name across all the LinkedIn platforms with just everybody, and just slowly creeping the name into all these people, so they're starting to see stuff with our name on it and whatnot. And then eventually, that'll be our first contact, is them seeing our name, and then eventually we'll start, leaving comments and all this stuff on their stuff that they're doing and whatnot. And good thing I heard Keith say the other day, which was smart, and I also heard um Gary V. He said it too today. I heard him say it about making sure you're writing six words or more on a comment, and then I guess
Mm.
it boosts it. So whenever you're leaving a comment on somebody's, like if you're leaving it on a builder's thing that you're trying to just poke at, so.
Yeah.
But without actually asking for anything, you're just complimenting their work and stuff. It's another, they're just seeing your name, knowing you're there.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent. Yeah. Six words or more.
and it's free. I'm doing all the free shit I can right now.
Yeah. Free stuff is good. I mean, even after you're established, it's like, oh, I wonder, if just doing those old fashioned guerrilla marketing tactics aren't still a good idea, no matter how big you get. But I do get what Brad is saying about you get into kind of a different um, clientele, and you want a higher end or a more affluent customer. They're probably not going to be going off of like yard signs, whatever. But you never do know, right? So Rob Gomez posted something in the chat about marketing and talking about how you should always include tracking. Robert, are you there? Do you want to tell us more about what you're talking about?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, with tracking, what I noticed, no matter what we were doing, there were ways that we thought we couldn't track, but over time, things have gotten so good. You can put a QR code on those shirts when you're walking around, or business cards when you go to that home show, or if you have a booth, you can set up links to certain things that would either the form they fill out, the number that they see on the banner, on the card, on the shirt. You can customize all those things for $2, $3, $4 each, and attach tracking to the front end of every one of those marketing campaigns you do, whether it's local or digital. And when you track things and have your system do it automatically, or your guys do it manually, you're able to pull reports at the end of the month to get a true ROI to see what each organic or paid platform got you, like at a dollar value, and show you where you can focus on and expand to. And it's pretty awesome when tracking is at the core of what you do, because the data tells you all kinds of things. It allows you to get creative at what you want to do next.
Yeah. So whatever kind of marketing you do, if possible, to add a tag to it, so that this is how they found me. Because like we should always be asking everybody that calls, how did you find us, right? Where'd you hear about us? How did you find us? But it's easy to forget to do that. And I don't think, probably most of us don't do that the way that we should. But those digital tools allow you to like know for sure. And not only that, I mean, it gets added to a spreadsheet or whatever. You can look at the end of the month, the end of the year, or whatever, and see what's working, you know, or see like what is not working at all. So that's good advice.
Yeah, we recently had one of the trucks wrapped, and that's proven to have been pretty good for us. I put a different phone number on that van too, so when that call comes in, it comes up with a different image on the phone, and I know that that phone number is coming from a call from the van phone number. And I try to be conscious of where and when I send that van places. More affluent neighborhoods where they're going to be there putting shower doors in all day, and leave that thing parked out at the end of the driveway, so people driving by can see it, constantly. That seems to have worked out pretty well for us lately. Facebook has always been pretty good for me. Some of the certain community groups, contractors pages and stuff like that, we've gotten quite a bit of work from, Facebook posts. There's a couple groups where it's like you can post your business and stuff, certain days of the month, and it's unlimited how many posts you can do. So I've been lagging on it a little bit. I just picked up maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So that always seems to be pretty good to bring people in. And having good reviews and being at the top of Google has been huge for us. When people search that frameless shower doors near me and we're kind of up at the top of the page, that's definitely helpful for us, especially being a company that's still somewhat in its infancy and, fairly new, to be recognized as one of the top rated companies in the area is definitely a good feeling. It's been pretty good.
Dude, that's huge. You just hit on a whole bunch of great stuff right there. That's all very low cost to like free. Just you're taking your time and just being diligent. Getting those reviews, asking for those reviews, getting people to give you those reviews, boost your ranking like just about nothing else. And especially if you can get them to like post a photo. Hey, will you take a photo of your shower and post it? Just give me a review. Man, Google loves that. And before you know it, you're getting that organic rankings, and people know the difference too. People are pretty savvy these days. They know like, oh, that's an M. Somebody paid to get placed there. This guy didn't pay to get placed there. He's coming up, near the top of the list. That's you know, it's golden. It's golden. That's just like word of mouth advertising, basically.
What are some key things that you do, especially in like a competitive area where there are a lot of paid advertisements on the Google stuff to get placed up there without paying? Like, are there any techniques or just certain things you've done with wording to get yourself there other than the reviews or along with the reviews?
I mean, I guess having good SEO on your website's good too, right? So they hit on those keywords and you're popping up. And this is stuff I don't know a whole lot about it. I didn't know anything about it when I first started, and just kind of got guided through when I built the website out. But hitting on those keywords, frameless shower doors, and putting that in as many places as I can in the website. Glass railings, putting that in as many places as I can on the website, different pages and different areas. So when people go online and they search that, chances are I'm going to come up, at the top, just based on that. And then as that kind of started to happen and the work came through and the clients were happy and the reviews came in, then it just kind of boosted us to the top a little more and kind of solidified our place in the game, really. I mean, Robert could definitely talk more on stuff like that. That's kind of his jam. It's not really my jam. I put in shower doors.
Yeah.
I'm not too tech savvy.
I tried using the Google Analytics too, but I've only tried using it for my phone, but something's not working with it because I've been trying to access that portion of it, but something's not set up correctly with it. But I have the Google My Business on the Maps page. It has me manage it through there, but I can't seem to get the Google Analytics to be cohesive somehow for some reason.
The other thing we did too, not all that long ago, is we made sure that we were on the Maps app on iPhone, on the Apple app, the Apple Maps app, because it's different than Google Maps. Like I noticed we weren't showing up on there, and then I went in and made sure that we appeared on there because a lot of people are using, Macs and iPhones, and if they're searching on Maps, you want to make sure you're coming up there.
So how did you Yeah, how did you do that?
I believe I just went into the app and added our business as I think I had to do something to verify it. If I don't quite recall what I had to do. It wasn't a long process. There weren't a lot of steps, but I had to verify that we were a legit business.
What app?
Um and just kind of made sure that we were coming up there. I had actually come across it by accident. It wasn't something I was looking for. I don't remember what it was that went down, but I noticed Apple had me at a different location. They had me like around the corner from where I was. Um, and I was like, well, that's not really good if I want people to find me. So I went in and changed it.
What app did you say you went into to do that?
It was just the Maps app that comes standard on the iPhone.
Does anybody know what that is?
It's just called Maps. So
I
it
think it's
comes
just
it's
Apple
built in.
Maps.
It's
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
built into
built
your
in.
iPhone.
I'm an Android user, so that's what I'm trying.
Ah,
I know there's a lot I know there's a
nope.
lot of you weird
You need to
Apple
call
people
a
out there, so
friend.
I'm trying to
That's it,
figure it
dude.
out.
Yeah, you need to call a friend who
So
has a good phone.
I'm the dude who screws up the chat colors or something like that.
You come in green, dude.
I mean, so does my money.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you just find a 12-year-old.
That's
Um,
it.
and it's
Uh,
like you're golden, man.
My son is almost 13 and he still doesn't have a phone. So
Oh, good for
they
you, man.
they
Good
they
for you.
exist.
Congratulations.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hopefully
Love
they
that.
do.
Yeah, you're a hero to me, man. That's cool. Yeah, 12-year-olds don't need phones.
No, they don't.
No,
Maps app. I got it. I wrote it
that's
down.
that. Yeah, that's cool. That's good bit of advice there, Brian. I really hadn't thought of that. I'm gonna have to check and see, make sure that you know, all of the
I was
businesses I want listed are in there.
I was gonna mention on the SEO, I got a book and it's by Jason McDonald, and I intended to read it, but never did. And then, but I did log in to download something. I don't know, it came with it. And so then I got on his messages, and his email, he actually teaches a class at Stanford. It's an adult continuing education, so, anyone can go. You don't have to, get into Stanford. But he teaches that class, like two different classes. And I took both of them. Like one of them is social media and the other is SEO or something like that. But he would have assignments. So I took it for I took it for pass, no pass, just to make myself go and pay attention. And there was an activity if you were taking it for a pass, no pass, where he gave you an assignment where you had to pretend that you were the new media director of some company. So, of course, I did my own company, and it was write up how you're doing so far, where you're at, benchmarks, who are your competitors, how are you ranking against them, what's your approach, how are you going to change it, as if you've just gotten hired in your company. And I wrote up this thing of how I was going to do it. And then for the next 6 months, I did what I wrote up I was going to do.
Hmm.
And for some of the search terms that I wanted, frameless glass showers, I went from like page 4 to page 1 after 6 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff like actually works. But plugging in all those keywords plug it into pictures, have the text, have all of these different things. And he went through all of it. Like I said, he has a book. So if you have the commitment to just read the book, but it was an online course once a week for 8 to 10 weeks, I can't remember. And it was live. And so he also would like look at people's websites. Does anyone want me to look at their website? And we'll discuss, as part of his method of teaching. And so it's like I got a free evaluation every time I like just, held up my hand and said, pick me. So it was really awesome. I highly recommend it.
What's the name of the book?
So he's Jason McDonald. I think I have it at my office. I don't think it's here. Um, It's like the marketing. Um, I'll look for it. Put it in the chat.
I bet Rob Gomez will find it real quick.
Yeah, Rob probably already got it.
I want to thank you. I finished listening to the one thing, the audio version of that book you recommended. I finally finished listening to that a little while ago. That was a good one. So
Love it, love it.
yeah, I want to
Yeah,
get the actual hard copy too.
I'll pass on the thank you to Chris. I'm just about done. I think I'm on the final chapter of Buy Back Your Time. That was a good one too.
That is a good
Yeah,
one.
good one, Chris.
All right, cool. Glad you're finding it helpful. Nice. Well, it looks like Connor um posted a link to the chat. Connor, I've seen you. Have you been on this call? I've seen you around in the group. I know that, but I don't
It's
know
all
if
that
have I
posting
seen you
he's
on this
doing.
call
He's pushing
before?
his name.
What's that?
He's pushing his name. He's popping up. He's coming in. He's coming in hot.
I
Yeah,
saw that. I saw that.
he's
Yeah, it's ringing a
he's
bell.
there.
It's ringing a
Yeah,
bell. Yeah, yeah.
Hey
he's been
guys.
on.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I was putting the kids to bed. So
that's
I can't
cool.
come on
That's
video. I was
cool.
just listening.
All right
What's up,
on.
y'all? Hey,
What's going on, Connor?
man, doing well. Y'all doing well?
Good. Yeah, doing great, man. Living the dream.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Shower door
Appreciate all the
guy.
wisdom.
You,
Awesome.
you getting any more of those great tips?
Dude, what a mind blower. That was wild. I almost feel like you don't deserve it. So
Like a $300 tip or something like that?
I like what you said though. I like the phrase you had. What was it? Green certificates. What was it?
Oh yeah, customer review. I heard it from Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey always says it, but he got it from somebody else too. But customers reward you with certificates of appreciation with presidents' faces on them.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Something along the lines of that. But it's a Dave Ramsey thing.
Okay. Yeah, loved it either way. So, yeah. Hey, good to meet everybody, quote unquote, and appreciate all the wisdom. So,
Cool. Thanks for being
thank
here,
you.
man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Right on, right on. Okay, yeah. I feel like this is going pretty well. So what else about what are who wants to talk about what's the difference, right, between marketing, advertising, branding? Anybody want to get in there and just talk about what we mean when we use these different words? They all mean the same thing, or do they mean different things?
I'm going to
Stump.
have to be quiet on this one because I'm not an expert in this. I'm just playing with it.
We all pretend to be experts and everything. Come on, step up. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my understanding of these words. So I think of my understanding is that marketing basically is kind of a catch-all term for all of that stuff. So everything that you're doing to bring attention to your products and services can be categorized under marketing. Advertising is more specific to something that you do to actually try to make a sale. So something that you're doing that's like a campaign that will bring people to your website, bring people to your store, get people to call you. That's more like advertising. And then branding is more like a long term um, kind of strategy for becoming recognized, as a brand. So you can think about it as, there are things that are tactical, and then there are things that are strategic. Uh, Tactical usually means like short term, like you're just going in to do an operation, get it done. So that's more tactical, more of an immediate. You're looking for an immediate result, like from advertising. Then there are strategies that are like more long term. So you might have a strategy for your business that's for the next 5 years, and then a lot of tactical things that happen within that. Um, uh, that make up your strategy. So branding would be more like that, more strategic. So when like Brad was talking about earlier about branding and just kind of showing up for these events, like showing up for these home shows. Like you might have a show, you might go there. It's kind of tactical, right? You want to make sales. But at the same time, you just want people to see you and know you, recognize your logo, recognize your name, know that you're in the business, so that when they're ready to buy, they do a search and your name comes up on the list. It's like, oh yeah, I know those guys. I've seen them around or whatever. So that's kind of my understanding. How do you think I did?
I think you did
Very
great.
well.
Did okay? All right, good.
I'd say one thing with the branding, like you guys said it before too, it's all about showing up. That's part of branding is just constantly showing up. But another thing that reminds me about that is because showing up is more or less you don't know when they're going to be looking for somebody, so you've got to constantly be showing up every day. Because the one time you don't show up is probably the one time they're going to be pissed off and looking for somebody, and then you didn't show up that day. Because that's how half of the builders we get. I ran into one recently and they said, sure, give me pricing. I said, well, why do you want pricing? I said, well, because we want to check pricing. I said, okay, well, there's a reason. But like I've asked them now lately, like, why do you want to switch? Are you just jumping for price? Are you upset with something? Like, are we going to do the same thing? Is it like, are you mad about something that's a standard kind of issue or standard, a normal practice? Like, why do you want this? So it threw him for a loop, but showing up at the right time is very important, because you don't know when they're going to be mad at somebody and want to switch. That's half the battle is showing you don't know when a homeowner is going to be ready for a shower door. You just got to assume that every day there's somebody looking for a shower door, essentially, if you're in that part of the business.
Yeah.
So, but contractors, it's all timing.
Yeah, and I think you hit on something there. It's like having questions. It's like it's good to have the answers. It's good to have the answers. Like if people have questions, you've got the answers, right? You're the pro, you're the professional, you're the expert. But it's good to have some questions too. And, because you can like kind of turn things on. Like, well, why do you ask? Well, why do you want to know? What do you want to know about pricing? I mean, I love that. That's a great question to ask. It's like people never get asked that question, and it makes them really think about why am I asking?
It threw him for a loop for sure. He was like, "What do you mean? Why do you want me to measure this?" So, well, why are you letting me measure a house for you and entertain me right now? Like, is there a reason? Are you wasting my time? I'm trying to figure out, are you wasting my time? Are you serious? What am I getting myself into? Because one, you don't want to waste your time. So, and then two, you want to gauge whether they're serious or not.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's good stuff.
The guy who helped me start even before my business even existed would normally be on this call. He's not here. It was Keith. But 3 years ago, I connected with him while I was still employed about all this stuff. And he gave me really good advice. And I'll try to make this not super long-winded. Um, but taking what I worked with him and then going and snowballing from there over the last 3 years, my interpretation of branding versus marketing versus advertising is there's twofold. Branding is I built a brand for the business, but I also built a personal brand. And my personal brand I started again when I connected with him 3 years ago, and then which built to the business brand. And those brands were to build not sales, but a reputation and to make us a leader in our industry in the area. So it was not about, you know, advertising, buy me, buy me, buy me. I'm not trying to sell a shower, sell a railing, sell this. I'm just here to be the leader in our industry and to be the knowledge to assist. And that's what it's come to now is like we get calls to, is this something you can help with? I have a problem. I am here to provide solutions. That's what the brand has given us, and that's what we've built. And that's, and again, thanks to Keith. And a lot of this was said today. Like when you are scrolling through your Instagram or your LinkedIn, you are putting those responses with 6 words or more and actually connecting in a wholesome connection with these people and making these influential connections. You're building that brand and making the connection as a leader or someone with knowledge. That's how we built our brand. So that's how I acknowledge that we were building a brand. And I try and still stick with that. And I use a lot of tools to do it. We post, well, other than this week, one post every day, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I just use software to do it. Now it's all free, but use ChatGPT to write the script, throw a picture in there, post separate times every day. But I build it on my personal brand, and then just same thing goes to the company stuff. And the idea is we're not trying to sell, but we're trying to just show what we can do and showcase. And it's, do you need more information? Do you need us to help? Call. Here's what we can help you with. Here's the list of services that we are here to help you with. It's not, a sales tactic. It's not about price. It's not about low cost leader or buy now. Things like our home show, we're doing a home show in March. That's where we're going to probably push a little more marketing. So we're going to run a promotion with like a free DFI coding if you book a shower measure during the home show. That's how we're going to track some of our marketing dollars and see how much ROI we're going to get on that home show booth. But we are not using my social medias necessarily for marketing. It was more just to build the brand. So
Nice.
Has anybody delegated these responsibilities to people that aren't like ownership level and like oversaw that? I mean, because this is all from ownership level for me and probably for a lot of us because we take ownership in this. What is the process like in delegating this to non-ownership level people, if anybody can speak to that?
the people that are building my website's being rebuilt. It was hacked, so it's in the process of being rebuilt and then going live again. They've offered to do my social medias and all this stuff. It's like $1,500 a month for them to do it. I don't know if I can justify doing it. I spend on Sunday maybe an hour a week building all my posts, throw a few pictures in there, and I'm done.
Yeah. I wonder
So
at what level it gets to where you do turn it over, so like you can buy back your time in that area.
Buy back your time.
yeah.
Yeah. When according to, like by the book, the buy back your time book is basically you figure out what an hour of your time is worth, right? And then if you can hire somebody for less than that to do the task that somebody else can do, it's worth it for you because you're buying back those hours, that you're spending doing it. So it may take a while to get to that, or for you to get to where you have that need, or to where you're generating the income or need to buy back your time. Maybe you've got enough time. Maybe you don't really need it. But the basic rule of thumb is that if someone can do it for less per hour than what you are worth, and there's ways to calculate all this, then it's worth doing it.
I had been told early on too that timing was important for social media posting. To be conscious of the time of day you're posting for areas where people may be taking a lot of mass transit or public transportation, that morning hour during the commute, the lunch or noontime hour, when people are kind of just eating their lunch and scrolling through their phones. Same thing, end of the day, 5 o'clock rush hour. 9 p.m. was, I think, the other time, and then I think 11 p.m. Like those were like the prime times was suggested to me to be posting at those times when people are most likely going to be kind of on their phone and just kind of scrolling through looking at stuff. That was one thing that I had been told.
It depends on the platform because it also depends on the demographic too. So the
Mm.
one software I use, and it's free if you sign up for it, it's called Metricool. I can throw it in the chat.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, and you can link up to it. If you pay on the paid version, you can do everything like your Google My Business, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, and all of this stuff. It actually gives you a flow chart of what percentage, like your peak times. So like it might say like at 11 a.m. it will be like a 97% effective rate of
Mm.
posting on Instagram on a Tuesday. And like on a Thursday, it might be 84%. So you might be better posting at like 2 p.m. So you can plan your posts based on this chart and then do it for each and every different platform.
And that's called Metricool.
Yeah, I'll pop it into the
Okay.
chat here and then you can
Thank you.
take a look at it. There's a paid version. I'm just using the free one.
You know more than us already, even with the free one, so we'll take it.
I just
Awesome.
played around with it because there's another thing out there called blaze.ai and it will build everything for you. There's like a 7-day free trial for it. And then you can pay so much a month. And it uses AI to like generate your posts too. But this one's completely free. You just have to like use your own AI if you want to do your own text. So just Google that and you'll come up with it.
Metricool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there is something to that. There are better times to post than others, and like you say, it's different on different platforms.
Yeah.
But knowing that stuff, and that's another thing. If you do want to buy back your time in this area and hire someone to do this for you, which I've done, I started doing with another business that I have for my Instagram and Facebook and stuff. There's a young lady, I just hired her to do that for me, and she's killing it. I mean, she's like moved me from like 100 followers to like 500 in less than a month, and getting a lot of good action and like a lot of compliments on my social media. So it's like, you know, having somebody who not only can do it for you, but can do it way better than I can do it. It's a no brainer, and so, something to think about. But this is cool. I like the idea of, something free that you can check out. And if it's really working for you, you can, try the paid version. Maybe it'll work even better.
One thing that I do
Yes, I
pay
know
for. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry. I know we're at the end of the call, but has anyone ever used like Upwork or Fiverr or any of those? I think there's like a TaskRabbit or something like that where you can hire people just ad hoc to do things like this.
I have used Fiverr. I've used it to come up with like graphics or just some little, I'm not really super. I mean, I can put something together, but I don't feel super confident about, my creativity in that particular area. So I jump on there, like, and for a really reasonable amount of money, get something done like that.
I've tried it, but I found with like the language barrier in some cases or like the niche work we do, there's just too much of a disconnect in some of that stuff.
Yeah, and then like I haven't had 100% good results. Like I had this logo for another company, and I was like, I mean, I just threw together this logo. It's okay, I just made it in some program. I was like, oh man, I would like to take this logo and have somebody take it but like make it like look great. So I like the way the logo is, but it's just not perfect. It's just not super professional. I wanted to hire someone to take it and just kind of redo it without really changing it, just spiffing it up. You know what I'm saying, right? Because you speak English. So I tried this, and it's like they made a completely different logo. So they just went straight to the like their boilerplate thing of like, oh, here's three logos for you to pick from. I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So this is what I want. I'm going to explain this again. I want you to take the logo I've got. I like the font. I like, the basic look of it. I just want it to be, more perfectly put together. And so after like three or four tries of going back and forth like this, I just like, hey, I'm just going to cancel the order because you're like not listening to what I'm saying at all. So still got the same logo. It's okay. But like that's a perfect example of like I don't make logos. That's not what I do. So it's like I can throw something together, but somebody else could do a much better job and way quicker probably too. Looked like Rob was saying something. Yeah. Yeah. He's saying yeah. I don't know why he's not just speaking, but he's typing. Yeah. With the right instructions and a little luck, you can find some good people on Fiverr. It's true. I mean, like I've had not that great of luck, but I've also had really good luck. I've had people who like just were awesome and not only got what I was saying, but like took it, to a level beyond what I really expected. I had that with I had an audio file that was just like all jacked up, and it's like, hey man, can you fix this? And took it and like cleaned it up. It was amazing. I couldn't believe how what a great job they did with it. So
That's awesome. Good to know. Okay, I figured it'd be kind of mixed results, but I just thought I'd ask. I was kind
yeah,
of toying with that idea.
it's worth trying because like if you like when I came to a dead end with it, it was like there was no charge. I mean, it wasn't really expensive to start with, but it was like when it came down to like the person wasn't going to be able to help me, it was just like, yeah, they just refunded it. So there's no real risk involved. Just your time. A little
Yeah.
frustration
Well,
maybe. Great question. Well, we started a few minutes late here, so just wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to chime in. So before we take off, is there anything else anybody wants to jump in and talk about?
I forgot what I was going to say, but if it was important, I would have remembered it. So we're good here.
That's true. You'll probably remember it by next
If
week.
if you can't remember, it wasn't important enough.
That's right. Right on. Well, hey, thanks for showing up, everybody. I feel like we had a good talk, and I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday.